What's up everybody, Troring Gaming here. So many people seem to like the idea of me doing the video a few days ago, asking you all if you were getting the PS4 Pro. So I may just look into kind of turning this sort of thing into a series, pretty much asking the question, are you buying it? And then talking about certain, software or hardware releases. So today I want to talk about the game that actually is coming out tomorrow. It's quite a big one. It's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So my question to you all once again in the comments, make sure to tell me, are you buying the game? And I think this will be quite an interesting one, let's be honest. The hate for Call of Duty this entire year, pretty much since the reveal, has been real because of the fact, mainly I think that of course they decided to once again do a futuristic one, whereas especially when, Battlefield announced that they were going back in time, which many people wanted, it just sparked lots of hate for the franchise, which, to be honest, it's had for the last like 5 years already. It just got bigger and bigger by the years, it seemed to me. And to kind of answer the question, I guess myself, am I buying Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? I gotta be honest with you, I am lucky enough that I will probably be getting a review copy for the game, so I don't have to buy it. That's really the thing. And then I'm kind of asking myself the question now, would I have bought it if I had to spend my own money on it? And I think it's just like, it's really, really hard in a way to answer that question. And at the same time, I feel many people are still struggling with, deciding if they will be buying this at launch. And the reason why is because, from what I've played from the beta so far of Infinite Warfare, when that, came out, that beta like a few weeks ago, I think, I was really not impressed. And this is the first time that I'm not impressed by a Call of Duty, like at first. With Call of Duty, it's always the thing that at first I would still be really into the games, and then time would kind of have to tell, if it was gonna be this timeless Call of Duty or this one that I would be playing for a long time, you know what I mean? I had that with, for example, Modern Warfare 2, with Black Ops. Those games really loved, some of my favorite multiplayer games. And I guess over the years, I've had my phases with Infinite Warfare and with Black Ops 3 in the first few months where I would play it quite a bit, but then after a while I would just stop and move on to different games. This is like the very first time with Infinite Warfare that I was not impressed by the beta at all. Basically because, first of all, there was just way too many things happening. It felt just like a chaotic and crazy version of the multiplayer, whereas I think especially what people want is for it to go a little back to the basics, that on-foot Call of Duty that everybody is asking for. This is like the exact opposite. It's pretty much what we've already seen from the franchise the last few years, taken to an even bigger level with more things happening. And at the same time, it also felt just not that big of an improvement or something. It felt like a new version of Black Ops 3. Literally the exact same systems with the special weapons that you get that display in the corner of the screen. And simply the way the game had its loadout system and all those things, just the general class setup and the modes that the game offers and everything. It felt really like there was not a lot of new things to this one, but just retaken from previous popular Call of Duty games like Black Ops 3 and kind of put in a different perspective with, a different look and feel, I guess, to it. But in itself, I thought the multiplayer was simply more of the same, but even more chaotic and crazy, and just not what I really want from it. So multiplayer-wise, I'm not very impressed. I did not like the beta that much, and it wouldn't be a reason for me to get it. Single player, I'm still remotely excited about. We kind of have to wait and see if this is gonna be any good. I do trust Infinity Ward with their single-player campaigns because the Modern Warfare games especially, and I think Ghosts too, but it's like the only Call of Duty game I didn't play in the last decade, Call of Duty Ghosts. But I heard it still had a really good campaign, so I would not be too worried about it, and the trailers have, gotten a good impression on me, I would say. So definitely single-player-wise, it's possible that it will be a very quality campaign. Won't last too long, I would say like 6 hours probably again, but we know that some of the talents from, for example, Northrop have moved on to Infinity Ward to work on this campaign, so in that way I do think the campaign is going to be at least good. But yeah, as I said, we'll really have to wait and see. We haven't been able to play anything to base an opinion on that yet. I would say easily the biggest thing, of course, the biggest reason, which is funny, the biggest reason for people to get a certain game is for a different game. Let's be honest, the Modern Warfare Remaster, everybody's really talking about it. It sucks that they're not selling it separately yet. We'll have to see when exactly they will start doing that, because I'm convinced that in a year at least from now, you will be able to buy Modern Warfare Remastered without owning Infinite Warfare. But for now, Activision is doing a really smart thing, but at the same time a shitty thing to do for the consumer, is to bind that game to the Infinite Warfare Digital Deluxe Edition, and especially forcing people to, like, you know, get or still keep the disc. They can't sell the game because you need the disc to be able to play it, and if you get it digitally, well, you can't trade it in. So in that way, it's smart on them, but it's shitty for the consumer, as I said. But I myself already was able to play the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign. I love the visual upgrade and everything. It feels more like a remake sometimes than a remaster. They've really done amazing stuff with the way the game looked, especially when you just like see the comparisons between the PS3 and the PS4 version. The differences are insane. This just feels visually like a PS4 game built from the ground up, I can tell you that. And you know, multiplayer wise, can't say too much, of course, but it's pretty much keeping everything that people loved about the classic that is the first Modern Warfare, one of people's, I would say, favorite Call of Duty games, of course. So yeah, I would pretty much say that that really is gonna be like the main reason for people to get Infinite Warfare, which is a crazy thing to realize. So I hope Activision looks at that and sees that you know, what people simply want is them to go back to the basics and stop all the futuristic bullshit kind of, you know, crap that they have been implementing for the past few years. But that's just me at least speaking for myself and speaking for what I think the community wants. But at the same time, you know, you'll have to prove to me if I'm right with this. So let me know in the comments, are you buying Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? How do you feel about the game? Are you getting it just for Modern Warfare Remastered or for the game itself? What do you expect from both the single player and the multiplayer? What do you think about the futuristic direction, or should they go back in time or do something more modern like the Modern Warfare franchise? You know, basically, what does Call of Duty need to do for you to still be interested if you aren't anymore? So, with that being said, yeah, that was this video. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Are you buying it? Let me know in the comments. And then for now, thanks a lot for watching. Leave a quick like if you enjoyed it. Helps my channel out a lot. And then I hope to see you again next time.